Hi, and welcome to A View from the Bed. This is a CHI St. Vincent podcast where we talk to real patients about their healthcare perspective. We know that your healthcare journey can be scary, so that's why we want to get their view on the good, the bad, and the ugly from diagnosis to recovery. Enjoy today's episode. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of A View from the Bed. And we are so excited about today's episode because this is real time, real life story here. And so we're going to jump right in because I don't want to spoil it. So thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So I'm not going to give it away, but tell us what you were doing and kind of what you were there doing.
Okay. So I had a scheduled stress test.
Okay.
With Dr. Griffith, and just got up that morning, and followed all my instructions, headed to Little Rock for my stress test. And, I got there. So you go through certain things before, you actually hop on that treadmill. So when I got back there to get on the treadmill, I just started doing my walk like normal. And one of the ladies was like, are you hurting? And I'm like, well, a little.
Yeah.
She's like, what? I said, I don't know, 4 or 5. And then the other lady behind me said, sit down.
Uh-huh.
And when I sat down, that was the last thing I remember until the staff there, amazing, just performed CPR on me. And they literally saved my life that day. And they got me back, and I got to the hospital, to the cath lab, and they put a stent in.
Oh my gosh.
And I feel like I'm a miracle talking to you today.
Oh my gosh. So
yes.
If you have not put the pieces together, she had a heart attack during her stress test at the heart clinic. And I know that a lot of times before you do a stress test, they do tell you about risks.
Right.
That you could start to have a heart attack, but, thankfully you're in the heart clinic.
Exactly.
One of the best places you could be, right? To have a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, it does not happen.
Exactly. You're somewhere where you don't have that. You may not have the help that you need. And so to me, that was just very fortunate when it happened. At least I was there.
Uh-huh.
And the office staff just jumped right in and knew exactly what to do for me.
What to do, and were ready, and probably saw the warning signs coming up on
the monitor,
while you were doing your stress test.
Mm-hmm.
So back up a little bit before you scheduled the stress test.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on with your health that they determined you needed a stress test?
Well, first, of course, I went to my PCP, and I have had high cholesterol, but I can't tolerate statins.
Gotcha.
So one thing to go see the cardiologist was to see about the Repatha shot.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not a statin.
Uh-huh.
And so that was one thing. Another thing is heart disease does run in my family.
Okay.
It had been 10 years since my last stress test.
Okay.
So
it's been a little while.
I felt like that was needed. I was having like a little bit of a heartburn feeling in my chest.
Yeah.
Somebody might think, it's just heartburn.
Yeah.
Which very well could be. But so basically, when I saw Dr. Griffith, the Repatha was one thing. And plus, it's been a long time since I had a stress test. Plus, heart disease runs in my family.
Yeah.
So
you kind of had,
we need to go ahead and do another stress test.
Yeah.
So
it was time.
Yeah, it was time. So he scheduled me,
and then the rest happened.
Yeah, the rest happened. Yeah.
So I know you don't remember a lot. So I did a little digging.
Mm-hmm.
So we could tell our listeners. So what is crazy about your story is once you lost consciousness and they jumped into CPR, it only took them 30 minutes from the time you went unconscious to the time they actually had you in the hospital and putting the stent in and doing the balloon.
Yes.
So we're talking about going from a clinic over off of Canis and Little Rock up to the infirmary off of University in round under 30 minutes.
Yes. They actually said 26. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And, you were talking about that teamwork so the team at the clinic were doing CPR on you.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, Dr. Griffins and Dr. Borg were working hand in hand
Mm-hmm.
to get you over to the hospital,
Yes.
to get you
To have everybody ready for when
you got
the EMTs got in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that is amazing.
It's a very amazing.
Yes.
Like, you just can't say the right words because it is so amazing. Like how,
Oh my goodness.
and all my 5 children are like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, when you went in that day, did anybody go with you?
I thought it was just going to be normal. Like, hey, and I'm very independent. All my children do not live close by. I have 3 in Northwest Arkansas, 1 in Texas, and 1 in Georgia.
Okay.
But that night they were all at the hospital.
Oh, I bet they were.
They were. But I just thought, it's just a normal thing. I'm pretty independent. I'm just going to go and do this. And
yeah. You're like, now, did they know you were having the stress test? Your kids?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you had told them all that you were doing this.
As I before, I have my daughter Lindsay and my daughter Brittany as my emergency contacts. I was like, hey, if you get a call tomorrow from St. Vincent's, just answer, like it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're like, okay,
And then they got a call.
Yeah. And another funny thing is my daughter, Stacy, while I was sitting in the waiting room, before I went back, she had sent me a Snapchat of her and her dog. And I'm like, oh, comment, how cute. So she was heading out of town to go up to Northwest Arkansas from Texas. Mm-hmm. So she was just going to call me, hey, I'm on the road. Well, she calls. And this is after I come to, like right after I come to. And one of the ladies said, is it okay to talk to a Stacy? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's my daughter. So she answered.
Okay.
Well, this was Terry that was using my phone and answered.
Oh, yes.
My best friend is Terry.
Okay.
So Stacy's like, hey, Terry, what's up? She's like, no.
Different Terry.
Terry at the, at Dr. Griffin's office. And your mom, just had cardiac arrest. And she's like, oh, what? So she had to pull over on the side of the road and gather her thoughts and, call her pastor. And then she just was able to come on down to Hot Springs. So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
That was, it's so crazy because, we talk all the time about warning signs and knowing, especially for women, because the signs are so different for women than they are for men. You always hear a lot of our men will comment, oh, it was sudden chest pain and like gripping. And I was, I went over and like very dramatic.
Yeah.
Whereas most of the time in females, they're very subtle. It's like, I was nauseous for a few days, or my bra felt too tight, or like I just thought it was heartburn.
Yeah.
It's not this superimposed, just momentous thing.
Right. Yes.
So again, paying attention to those small
paying
things.
attention to the small things and, just talking to your doctor about them and, just take care of yourself.
You have to.
Take the time and get your stress test done or, whatever you feel like you need.
Whatever you have to do it. Now, we don't want people to be freaked out by stress tests after this. Because again, I will say though, the outcome could be very different if you would have not went into cardiac arrest.
Absolutely.
In the cardiologist office.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's going to happen during a stress test, that's probably the most optimal time that it could happen. Because again, they're trained, they watch for it on the monitors, so they know when your heart's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. They were able to get you into a chair beforehand.
Yes.
Ask you the right questions, and then never skipped a beat.
Never skipped a beat. Yes.
As you came to and you had the stent, how did you feel? Like, did you feel differently compared to before the stress test?
Well, it kind of, because like I said, I'd had that burning, here and there. It wasn't constant. That never came back. That was gone. Of course, I had to have 3 rounds of CPR.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. It causes soreness.
Yeah, imagine.
So, but that was fine.
Sure.
Yes.
You'll take it.
I will take that. But yeah, like today, right now, I do. I'm going through, okay, so this is very important too. I'm doing the cardiac rehab.
Yes. I'm
And
so glad.
that is like top notch. It's given me confidence, like what is my heart capable of doing now?
Sure.
So gave me my confidence back
Yeah.
in what I feel like I can do.
Yeah.
They monitor you constantly while you're there.
That's amazing.
So Brian is the one that kind of oversees my cardiac rehab. And he's like, just think of it as a massage for your heart. Your heart loves exercise. And I'm like, okay, that's a good way to think of it. So they have monitors on you. You're exercising. They're taking your blood pressure, in intervals. And they also realized that my heart rate was a little too low. So they reached out to Dr. Griffin. And so one of my medications he took me off of, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
So, and then they put a heart monitor on me just to make sure, so that was good. So I can't say enough great things about that. The team's amazing.
I'm so glad you brought that up too, because after you undergo a heart event, whether it's a heart surgery or stent or whatever, there really is this fear of exertion.
Right.
Because especially in your case, you were in the middle of walking on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And, in the back of your head, you know that they've fixed the problem.
Yeah.
But you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, will I do it again?
Right.
And so programs like the cardiac rehab just give you that peace of mind back.
Definitely.
That you can go back to activities.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal.
And you're not, worried. So, yeah. A+ on that for sure.
Now, are you still in cardiac rehab?
Yes. I get to go 36 visits. So, yes. So each time they increase, I may be, doing a little bit of an incline. It's like elliptical. I do the treadmill.
Okay.
I do, like this arm exercise, and pretty soon I'll be able to lift weights.
Oh, nice.
So they just gradually, increase things.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
It's been really great.
And your arm one, is it the arm bicycle?
Yeah, the arm bicycle.
Listen.
Yes.
Okay. You never realize how much work that is until you sit there and do it. Yeah. I mean, seriously, if you're at home and you just want to try this, make sure, your doctor says you can. But, if you have one of those little bicycle paddlers, just sit there and do this. Just such a small movement.
Yes.
It's crazy.
You really feel it in your arms and your shoulders. And,
It's crazy how much that is.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's amazing. And, you talk about Brian. Brian is phenomenal with the cardiac rehab program. And he has been doing it for so long. That coordination between what's going on and the physicians is really a beautiful process.
It is just like a full circle, so they're letting the doctor know you're doing great, or no, maybe he needs to look at something. So it's been wonderful. The whole staff up there is amazing.
Aww.
Yeah. And they're on there. They're watching. They are literally have monitors watching everybody and
that's
what's
wonderful.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you mentioned your kiddos.
Yeah.
And you don't have to say their ages, but has this given them a heightened awareness of heart disease in the family?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, everybody get your cholesterol checked. That's right.
How's your blood pressure, dear?
How's your blood pressure? I have to say all my kids are real good about exercising, not so much their mother, but now I am. So
you got to start somewhere.
But they're all good about that. They're all pretty good about trying to eat healthy, and but yes, even the doctor came in. He said, "Have all your children have their cholesterol checked." So yes, so that's something that they're taking very seriously.
Absolutely,
making sure, because like I said, my dad had heart disease, runs in the family. You just have to kind of watch certain things.
We've talked to some patients and they do all the right things. they're active, they eat right, they take cholesterol medicine, and they still have heart events. But a big piece of that is that familial gene, the what gets passed on, the genetic piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can do all the right things, but you can't beat genetics. And so if there is that family history, please make sure you're talking to your primary care provider about all of the things that were just mentioned. Your blood pressure. If you're a diabetic, know you're at greater risk for heart disease and stroke. So especially if you're a diabetic. So, all of these factors are really what you need to watch for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you had to tell our viewers anything, and maybe they have some hesitancy about doing a stress test or talking to their doctor about maybe a symptom they're having that isn't normal for them,
Right.
what would you tell them?
I would say just take time out for yourself, talk to your doctor, get proper testing, just really put yourself first. Because I'm sure most people out there's somebody that depends on you, I'm sure. And even if it's just for them, if it's for your spouse or your children or, whomever, your mother, whomever, you may be giving care to, just try to put yourself first, listen to your signs and symptoms, talk to your doctor. Don't underestimate anything. As women, sometimes we do. Prime example, I can push things, to the back burner a lot. So
Absolutely.
And it really has raised my awareness of, what, it's important that I take care of myself, because I have so many people that love me and that depend on me. And,
you want to be there.
Yeah, you definitely want to be there.
Absolutely. And, you would rather have a physician say, you know what, it's just gas. Or, you know what, it's just heartburn.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know what, buy a bigger bra. Then for them to say, let's really look at this. And, we've identified something. What's really cool too, technology is so amazing. So to all of our younger viewers that maybe you have a family history, but you're not at that level, maybe you were just told you need to start watching your cholesterol, or maybe you were just told that, hey, we need to put you on a water pill or something for blood pressure. Now they can actually do what's called a heart calcium score, which is a CT scan. And the St. Vincent Heart Institute has a program where it doesn't require insurance. You can sign up online for it. We'll have the link in the details of the podcast. But you can get a complete heart workup, and they will do a CT of your heart, and it gives you what's called a calcium score. And what that calcium score does is it says what is the prevalence of blockage that could be there in your heart. And we have had so many individuals go through that program that never had a symptom, never had a sign, and all of a sudden they get a call and it's like, we need to schedule you with a cardiologist because your calcium score is a little higher than we like it to be. So then it can get checked out. Yeah. And so there are things you can do to be proactive nowadays. Thank goodness to technology. That wasn't there even 5 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
So take advantage of it.
Yes. And even going into the cardiologist, everybody's so kind and they're so helpful. And I didn't feel any kind of stress or hesitation. Yeah. I was really happy to be there. Mm-hmm. And so, I just encourage everybody. The calcium, like you said, the exam is great.
But more importantly, talk to your doctor.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
It is. And technology's come such a long way. So.
It has. Now too, your smartwatches, can take your blood pressure. I always tell people to, if you take your blood pressure, write your pulse down. Mm-hmm. Because just like you mentioned, your pulse was a little low.
Yes.
And there are things that, even if you're not going to have a major event, but you've been on blood pressure medicine for a while, keep a little diary of your blood pressure and your pulse, because there are things and medications that they can subtract and add that just target whether it's your pulse or your top number or your bottom number. So there's a lot of things that they can do nowadays for that.
Absolutely.
You're a miracle.
I am.
I mean, a beautiful miracle.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
you look phenomenal.
Thank you.
You would
Thank
never
you.
know that this happened.
I know it is. It is. I'm just so thankful, so grateful.
Yeah.
It's like have another opportunity to,
Yeah.
be in this life. So
Absolutely.
I'm very, very thankful.
Well, I think that's beautiful.
Mhm.
We kind of call those God moments.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Absolutely.
Being there for me. I mean, they just had to drop everything they were doing and just rush in. So I'm so thankful and so grateful for their knowledge and their abilities and just everything they did for me that day. And I can't say enough. I did get to meet some of them at my first visit and hug them. And that was such an honor to be able to do that. And everybody was so kind. And you can just see it in their eyes, how much it meant that they were there that day for me. And I will always be so appreciative, so appreciative.
Did you cry?
I did. And my daughter that went with me boo-hooed her eyes out. Yes, she did. She did.
That's a magical moment, though,
Yes.
when you meet the care team that made a big difference in your life.
Oh, my gosh.
And you don't even know how emotional you're going to be until that moment.
Yeah, until that moment, yeah.
And it's just like...
And it's just like, I mean, in one way, it's a little unbelievable, but it's just like these folks saved my life. And it was a team. When I came to, there was probably at least 9 people in that room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That were doing something or another,
Yeah.
So, yeah, just amazing.
That's great.
Amazing. So,
yeah.
Extremely thankful and grateful. And, just words can express, my gratitude.
Well, we're so glad. It's, like I said, when they reached out and was like, hey, there's this cool story from something that just happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is it? And they were telling, I was like, you think she'd want to tell her story? And they're like, we're sure she would. And because those are life-changing stories.
They are. And, they've got all this abilities and knowledge and training and everything. And it's like, okay, y'all are going to do this today.
Break out the CPR.
Yes. But, I laugh, but it's, I'm so grateful. So grateful.
That's amazing.
And I just,
oh my gosh,
I couldn't say enough to let them know,
well, we,
how thankful I am. Yes.
Well, I tell you what, your story is such a testimony. And again, we say this every time on the podcast, but if something doesn't feel right with your body, it probably isn't. So talk to your doctor. And that is always the most important thing, is just communication is key.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being on that podcast.
Sue, it's been my pleasure. And
yes. Well, we appreciate it very much. And we're going to follow you.
Okay.
And see how you do.
Yes.
And bring you back.
Absolutely.
Because we love to tell our success stories and see how our folks are doing.
Yeah.
And until next time, guys, you don't know what we're going to talk about next month. I don't even know what we're talking about next month yet. But I can guarantee you it's going to be good. And I can guarantee you it's going to help you on your health journey. And so until next time, thank you for watching and see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of A View from the Bed, A Patient's Perspective. We hope that you found it helpful. We hope that it helped you make your healthcare decisions. We hope that it made you feel a little more comfortable with your own journey. And we hope that you'll join us next time.